Chosen one. Pause for a moment and feel the sacred stillness enveloping you. A divine urgency stirs within your soul, signaling that a transformative truth is about to unfold. You weren't aimlessly browsing. You were led here by the sovereign hand of God, drawn to a message meant for his end-time warriors. That bold 333 blazing on the thumbnail caught your eye and compelled you to click, didn't it? In Christian life, 3333 symbolizes divine completeness and the amplified power of the Holy Trinity, magnified to signify God's perfect timing and authority bestowed upon his chosen remnant in these final days. Your presence here is no coincidence. It's a celestial call to embrace the extraordinary destiny reserved solely for you, a warrior anointed for this hour. Why did 3333 stop you in your tracks? What stirred in your spirit when you saw it? Perhaps you've sensed a shift, a whisper that God is preparing you for something greater. This video is your divine appointment, a revelation of the power entrusted only to those marked for his end-time mission, and you are one of them. Before we plunge into this life-changing truth, take a moment to anchor this moment in faith. Drop 333 in the comments below, along with your city or country, to proclaim, "I'm ready for my calling." This simple act aligns you with God's purpose. Like this video to stand in agreement, subscribe to join a global army of chosen ones, and share this message to awaken others who are hungry for this truth. Your engagement is a bold declaration, fueling hope and igniting power for those called to rise. Let's step boldly into the unstoppable plan God has crafted for you. Chosen ones, understand this deeply. Warriors are not born in times of peace. They are born in the fire of adversity. And you, without realizing it, have been trained in secret. Every disappointment was discipline. Every betrayal was instruction. Every heartbreak was a revelation. While others were dancing in comfort, you were wrestling in silence. And now, heaven declares that the weight you carried was not punishment, but preparation. Do you remember the moments when you thought you had no more strength left? When you said, "I can't do this anymore," and yet somehow you still rose the next day? That was not your power. It was God's power sustaining you. You see, the hidden battles were never truly hidden from heaven. Each whispered prayer, each tear shed in the quiet of your soul, each fleeting moment of vulnerability was seen and cherished by the heart of heaven. Celestial guardians stood watch, their presence a silent shield as you waged unseen wars in the spiritual realm. Though isolation may have gripped your heart, you were never truly forsaken. The marks you bear, those scars etched upon your spirit, are not symbols of failure, but testaments to your endurance. They proclaim that the schemes devised to break you were rendered powerless. They stand as enduring reminders that you withstood trials meant to shatter your very being. The fortitude you now possess is no mere human strength. It is a sacred resilience forged in the divine crucible. You are not a delicate crystal prone to shattering at the slightest touch. You are forged iron, unyielding and resolute. You are not shattered clay, discarded and forgotten. You are a masterpiece, purified and shaped in the relentless flames of adversity. Chosen one. Chosen one, you must know this. The battles you fought in silence were not wasted. They have given you authority. You can speak into the lives of the broken because you have been broken and restored. You can walk into the darkness of others because you know how it feels to stumble through your own. You can declare victory with authority because you have lived through the battlefield yourself. That is why God allowed the weight, so that you could carry glory. Do not despise your past struggles. They were not meant to shame you. They were meant to shape you. Without them, you would not be the warrior you are today. Without them, your spirit would not be as sharp, your discernment would not be as strong, and your faith would not be as unshakable. You have walked with pain, but now you will walk with power. Chosen one, your journey has been etched with the strength of perseverance. Each trial you faced has led you to this moment where you realize no pain was without purpose. Every unseen struggle was preparation for the divine mission you're now embracing. Heaven has shaped you not merely to endure, but to guide, to shine brightly, and to stand unshaken amid chaos. Know this, your silent battles were not signs of God's distance, but of His trust in you. He entrusted you with challenges because He destined you for greatness. He allowed storms to test you, knowing you would rise above them. He sent fire not to destroy, but to purify and forge you, chosen one. Stand tall in this truth. You are not the person you once were when those trials began. You are now bolder, wiser, more discerning, and closer to God's heart than ever. The place where you once faltered has become the ground of your breakthrough. The hidden wars are over, and the warrior within you has been unveiled. Chosen one, do you realize the weight of the light you carry? It is not like the artificial brightness of the world. It is holy fire, breathed into you by the Spirit of God. That is why you cannot walk unnoticed. Even when you try to hide, darkness still trembles in your presence. You have been wondering why people react strangely around you, why some are drawn to you without explanation, and why others seem to despise you without reason. It is because your light is not natural. It is divine, and it terrifies the forces of darkness. This light was not earned by human effort, but bestowed upon you as a mantle. Every time you survived what should have killed you, the flame grew stronger. Every time you prayed when you wanted to give up, oil was poured upon that fire. And now you burn with a glow that is not of this world, chosen one. Never underestimate it. When you walk into a place, spiritual battles shift. When you open your mouth in prayer, chains in unseen realms rattle. When you lift your hands in worship, the atmosphere changes. You are more than flesh and blood. You are a carrier of heavenly light. The apostle reminds us in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 8, which confirms, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light." This is not just guidance, it is your essence. You are light itself. Empty rituals do not stir the shadows, but your presence makes darkness quiver. Why? Because the Spirit of the Almighty God resides within you. The same Spirit that brought Jesus back from the grave has made your heart His home. This is why the enemy's assaults grow fiercer, why he murmurs deceit to make you doubt. He dreads your awakening, for your brilliance dismantles his domain. Chosen ones never think lightly of what you carry. If only you could see with your eyes the way the spiritual realm reacts to your presence, you would never again question your worth. You would never again wonder if your prayers matter. You would never again believe the lie that you are small. You are a flame in the hands of the Almighty, and that flame terrifies the night. But listen closely. Light must not be hidden. If you keep shrinking, if you keep dimming yourself for the comfort of others, the world will remain in the shadows. The darkness hopes you stay silent, ashamed, invisible. But the Spirit of God is commanding you to rise and let your light blaze. You cannot afford to silence what heaven has ignited. Think of how many lives depend on your obedience. Think of how many souls are waiting for your voice, your prayers, your courage, chosen one. You are not just carrying light for yourself. You are a beacon for those lost in the shadows, your very life, a response to someone's unspoken plea. Walk with courage, unashamed of the divine calling you bear. Do not dim your radiance to ease others' discomfort, for a flame subdued loses its power to burn. Let the fire within you roar freely. Even if others misjudge you, ridicule you, or turn away, never conceal what God has ignited in your soul. Hold fast to this truth: light and darkness cannot dwell together. Where your light glows, darkness must retreat. Where your feet tread, strongholds weaken. Where your voice rises, chains shatter. Your presence carries a weight you may not yet fully grasp. Heaven sees you clearly, and hell knows your name. One realm trembles at your rising. So, chosen one, as these words sink deep into your spirit, I call you to act with purpose. In the comments below, write, "Blaze stronger." Don't type it lightly. Proclaim it as a declaration over your life. By writing it, you're announcing to yourself and the spiritual realm that you will no longer suppress your fire. You're embracing your identity as a bearer of divine light. Those two words may seem simple, but they hold power in the unseen, signaling not just brightness, but boldness, authority, and the resolve to stand firm even when alone. You're proclaiming the end of retreat and the dawn of a fierce, unyielding flame. Chosen one, take this to heart. You were never meant to fade into the background. You were created to radiate. The light within you is heaven's reply to the world's cries. Now let it burn fiercely. Chosen one. Have you noticed how you have always felt different from the earliest days of your life? You could sense that you were not like the people around you. While others were satisfied with shallow pursuits, your heart longed for something deeper. When others could ignore the weight of eternity, you could not. Even as a child, you felt the stirring of something greater inside you. That is because you were never designed to blend in with the world. You were set apart. This is why rejection has followed you. You wondered why certain circles never accepted you, why relationships crumbled, why groups you thought would embrace you pushed you away. It was not because you were unworthy. It was because you were different. You carry a frequency that the world does not recognize. The truth is, you are not made to belong to them. You are made to belong to Him, chosen one. Do not confuse your isolation with abandonment. Heaven was shaping you through separation. Every time you felt like an outsider, every time you couldn't relate to what others were chasing, you were being reminded of your identity. You are not of this world. Your soul was branded by eternity, and your spirit was destined for more. Understand this. Those who are chosen rarely walk the easy road. It is far simpler to blend in, to bury your light, to walk in step with the crowd. But you could never do it. Even when you tried, something inside you would not allow it. That inner tension was not a weakness. It was calling. It was God Himself pulling you away from the temporary so that you could be anchored in the eternal. The words of Jesus Himself in John chapter 15, verse 19 make this reality plain. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Do you see? The rejection you faced was never random. It was the evidence that you are chosen, chosen one. The reason you feel like you don't fit is because you truly don't. You were shaped for another kingdom, and the systems of this world can never contain you. You are too vast, too eternal, too marked with God's fingerprint to be confined by shallow living. That is why worldly pleasures never satisfy you for long. You may have tried to lose yourself in them, but you always came back empty, hungering for something more. That hunger is the proof of who you are. Your difference is not a curse, it is your greatest gift. The world needs your uniqueness, even if it does not understand it. When people walk in conformity, you walk in clarity. Where others are distracted by noise, you hear whispers from heaven. Where others see only the surface, you discern the unseen. Do not despise this gift, chosen one. Embrace it. Even when it sets you apart, there will always be moments when the weight of your difference feels heavy. Loneliness will come. Misunderstanding will sting. Yet even in those moments, you must remember, this is the price of carrying something holy. You were not called to walk the easy road. You were called to carry fire. And fire bearers will never look like those who sit comfortably in the dark. Think of every moment in your life when you tried to silence your spirit. Did it ever work? No matter how much you tried to bury the voice of God within you, it kept rising. You could not escape your calling because your calling is in your very DNA. You were knit together with purpose. Even your struggles, even your flaws, even your pain, all of it has been woven into the tapestry of your destiny. So stand firm in your difference. Stop comparing yourself to those who are not called to carry what you carry. Stop envying those who can live lightly while you feel the heavy burden of the Spirit. Their path is not your path. Their road is not your road. You are chosen, and chosen ones always walk differently. The very thing that makes you feel out of place is what qualifies you. The very thing that makes you strange to others makes you precious to heaven. You are not a mistake, and your difference is not a flaw. It is a signpost pointing to the higher reality you were born to embody, chosen one. Accept it now. Your life will never be ordinary. You will never blend into the crowd. You were never meant to. You are a child of eternity, carrying heaven's imprint, walking through a temporary world. You are not of this world. and you never were chosen one. Do you feel it? That strange stillness that has come over your life in recent seasons. It is as though heaven itself pressed pause, silencing doors that once swung open, quieting paths that once seemed clear. You may have mistaken it for delay, for inactivity, for divine silence. But in truth, it has been preparation. This is the silence before the shaking. When a seed is buried in the soil, there is a period where nothing appears to happen. Yet beneath the surface, life is stirring. Roots are pushing downward. Strength is being gathered for the moment of breaking through. That has been you buried, hidden, overlooked, yet in the unseen heaven has been strengthening your roots. Your silence has been a sacred chosen one. Do not mistake hiddenness for abandonment. A sculptor does not strike marble endlessly for nothing. Every pause is intentional. Every strike is precise, shaping what will one day stand in glory. In the same way, the pause in your life has been the hands of the Master shaping you, preparing you for unveiling. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 21, which states, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." You have been standing in that tension, wondering when the fire will fall, when the rain will return, when the next step will come. But silence is not the absence of God. It is the staging ground for his power. And now, beloved, allow me to speak to your heart with both gentleness and boldness. Words like these voices calling you back to your divine purpose come through unseen effort. Just as a gardener toils to plant seeds in quiet soil before a harvest blooms, every message that touches you is born of prayer, dedication, and sacrifice. If this word is nourishing your spirit, consider giving back even in a small way. You may not preach to thousands or stand on a stage, but when you support this mission, you're adding oil to a lantern that guides others through the dark. Your like is more than a tap. It's a wave that carries light further. Your share is more than a click. It's a spark that could ignite hope in a weary soul on the brink of surrender. Your subscription is more than a number. It's a pledge saying, "Let this flame endure. I stand with you." And yes, even a modest donation is like rain on parched earth, sustaining the fire so it can continue to warm hearts. Chosen one. Picture this: a single torch illuminates a path. But when many lift their flames together, whole valleys shine. By engaging, by giving, you extend the reach of this light. You join a quiet army, ensuring heaven's voice echoes on. This is not about pressure. It's an invitation to be part of something eternal. Heaven does not beg, it invites. If this word is stirring something deep in you, then let your response flow freely. Maybe it's simply pressing like. Maybe it's sharing this message with one person who needs to hear it. Maybe it's subscribing to stay connected, or maybe it's giving to keep this lamp burning bright. Whatever you choose, know this: you are not just receiving, you are also sowing into a work that is awakening warriors like yourself across the earth. But beyond the practical, let us return to the spiritual. The stillness you feel right now is not punishment. It is positioning. The silence before a storm is heavy with tension, but it is also charged with expectation. Do you not feel it, chosen one? The trembling in the air, the whisper in your spirit, the holy anticipation that something is about to break. Heaven has paused you not to paralyze you, but to prepare you. The shaking is near, and when it comes, those who laughed at your waiting will see why you had to be hidden. Those who mocked your silence will witness your emergence. Those who thought your life was standing still will realize you were only gathering strength for the moment of unveiling. Chosen one, your stillness is not stagnation. Your silence is not emptiness. It is the silence before the shaking, the holy pause before heaven roars. When God moves, he moves suddenly. And when he moves through you, the world around you will feel the quake. So hold fast, beloved. Let patience finish its work. Let your roots grow deep, because the storm will come, and when it does, you will not be uprooted. You will be unshakable. And as this message continues to echo within you, remember the flame you carry was never meant for you alone. Let it spread, let it reach, let it awaken. Your silence has been sacred, your waiting has been holy, and now the shaking draws near, chosen one. There is something rare upon you, something that only a few across the generations have carried. It is the mantle of the end-time warriors. This mantle is not a garment of fabric. It is a covering of fire. It is invisible to human eyes, but it is unmistakable in the realm of the spirit. Wherever you go, heaven recognizes it. Hell fears it, and creation groans for it to be revealed. This mantle is not ordinary anointing. It is not given for comfort, for applause, or for personal gain. It is given for battle. It is the same kind of mantle that rested upon prophets, who confronted kings, upon apostles, who turned nations upside down, upon warriors of faith, who shook their generations. And now that mantle rests on you. Perhaps you felt the weight of it without having the words to describe it. Perhaps you've wondered why you could not live as others do. Why compromise feels heavier on your soul than it does on theirs. It is because the mantle on you is holy. It demands more, it calls you higher, it strips away distractions and compels you toward obedience. You cannot walk like everyone else because you are not like everyone else. The voice of God thundered in Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, which affirms, "You will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." Chosen one, that is what this mantle represents. You are part of a priesthood, a warrior company, a holy nation rising in the last hour. This mantle comes with fire, but it also comes with cost. Do not think it strange when trials intensify. Do not think it unusual when warfare seems relentless. The mantle attracts resistance because the enemy knows what it represents. Hell fears your rising. Darkness senses your authority before you even speak. That is why attacks have been severe. Not because you are weak, but because you are a dangerous chosen one. Every tear you've shed, every battle you fought, every moment you've endured when you thought you could not take another step, all of it has been shaping you to wear this mantle well. God does not place such weight on fragile shoulders. If He has entrusted you with it, it is because He knows you can carry it. The mantle also carries responsibility. It demands that you rise beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond the temptation to quit. You cannot afford to live halfway. You cannot afford to silence your voice. You cannot afford to bury the fire inside you. For the time has come when the earth itself cries out for the manifestation of the sons and daughters of God, and you are among them. Feel this in your spirit. You are not just a believer, not just a dreamer, not just a wanderer in faith. You are a warrior, clothed in fire. When you pray, demons tremble. When you worship, chains fall. When you step into obedience, entire atmospheres shift. The mantle on your life is evidence that you were born for such a time as this. Do not compare your journey to others. They may be allowed to live lightly, to wander aimlessly, to indulge in distractions, but you cannot. The mantle forbids it. The calling on you is too urgent, too holy, too costly. Others may laugh at sin. You cannot. Others may chase the world. You cannot. Others may turn back. You cannot. The fire on you will not let you choose one. The mantle is also an inheritance. You are part of a long line of warriors who carried it before you. They prayed, they fought, they endured. And now the torch has been placed in your hands. Do not let it go dim. Do not let it go cold. Carry it forward with boldness, for others are waiting to receive its flame through you. And here is what heaven asks of you now. Declare it openly, even prophetically. As you read these words, type 3333 in the comments below. Write it not as a number on a screen, but as a seal over your spirit. 4 is the number of stability, the number of divine order, the number that declares, I will not be shaken, I will not bend, I will walk in the mantle God has placed upon me. When you declare 333, you are affirming your position in this holy nation of warriors. You are saying, here I am, Lord, clothe me in fire. O chosen one, the mantle has chosen you as much as you have chosen it. You cannot run from it. You cannot deny it. And the more you yield to it, the stronger it will burn within you. This is not a light calling. It is the highest calling to stand as a warrior of God in the last days. So wear it with reverence. Wear it with courage. Wear it with joy. The world may not see it, but heaven says it, and hell trembles because of it. You are wrapped in holy fire, marked with divine purpose, and chosen to stand in this generation as a bearer of the end-time mantle, chosen one. Do you know why your life has been marked by such fierce opposition? Why has the enemy targeted you so ruthlessly, even from the earliest days of your existence? It is because he fears your rising the mantle upon you, the authority within you, the light you carry. All of it terrifies him. He has seen what happens when a chosen one awakens. He knows that when you fully step into your calling, entire chains will break, entire regions will shift, and souls will be pulled from the grip of darkness. That is why the battle has been so unrelenting. Look back at your life. Can you not see the pattern? Every time you drew near to your destiny, opposition increased. Every time you took a step closer to obedience, distractions multiplied. Every time you began to rise, something tried to pull you down. None of it was coincidence. The enemy was terrified of what you would become if you endured. Hell does not waste energy on the ordinary. It invests its greatest attacks against the greatest threats. The level of your warfare has always been the measure of your worth. You may have wondered why others seem to have it easier, why their roads were smoother while yours was filled with obstacles. It is because you are dangerous in the spirit realm. You are not ordinary. You are not harmless. You are a weapon formed by heaven, and the enemy has known it all along. But listen, chosen ones. Every attempt to break you has only backfired. Every trial has made you stronger. Every attack has sharpened your discernment. Every wound has turned into wisdom. The very things the enemy used to try to destroy you have been transformed into the very things that now empower you. You are not weaker because of your battles. You are stronger because of them. Consider the words written in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, which mentions, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." The enemy wanted fear to rule you. He wanted trauma to define you. He wanted confusion to bury you. Yet the Spirit of God has placed within you power, love, and clarity of mind. What the enemy tried to corrupt has been replaced with divine strength, chosen one. The enemy sees the fire inside you more clearly than you do. That is why he has tried to silence you before you could find your voice. That is why he has tried to distract you before you could discover your focus. That is why he has tried to wound you before you could realize your healing anointing. He hoped you would give up before you awakened. But here you are, still breathing, still standing, still chosen. You must understand this. His fear is not about your past. It is about your future. He trembles not because of what you have done, but because of what you are about to do. He knows that once you step fully into alignment with heaven, his grip on those around you will be broken. He knows that your rising means his losing chosen one. Let this sink in. The resistance in your life has been the enemy's prophecy. He has been prophesying your future every time he tried to stop you. His attacks are confirmations of your anointing. His opposition is evidence of your calling. If he fights you this much, it is because heaven has placed something on you that he cannot stop. So do not fear the battle. Do not despise the struggle. Each fight has only exposed how terrified the enemy is of you. If you were insignificant, he would have ignored you. If you were powerless, he would have left you alone. But because you are chosen, because you are marked, because you carry a light that dismantles darkness, he has tried everything to keep you from rising. And still he has failed. Chosen one. Your rising is inevitable. You cannot be stopped because you were chosen before time began. You cannot be destroyed because heaven's seal is unbreakable. You cannot be silenced because the fire inside you was placed there by God himself. The enemy knows this, and that is why he fears you. Every battle has been pointing to this truth. You are not a victim, you are a warrior. You are not fragile, fortified. You are not forgotten. You are feared. The enemy's resistance is proof of heaven's investment in you. And the day you fully realize who you are is the day his hold on your life crumbles completely. Chosen one, rise with this revelation. Let it steady you in every trial. Let it remind you, even in the fiercest storm, that hell's attacks are not signs of your weakness, but of your worth. The enemy fears your rising, and your rising has already begun, chosen one. Every tear you have cried has carried more power than you realize. In the hidden places when no one else was watching, when your voice was trembling and your heart was breaking, your prayers rose like incense before the throne of God. Those nights when you wept and felt as though heaven was silent, heaven was not silent at all. Heaven was listening. Angels were collecting your tears as treasures, and each one has become a weapon forged in the Spirit. You may not have understood at the time. You thought you were breaking. You thought you were falling apart. But what you did not see was that every sob, every whispered prayer in the darkness was striking the enemy. Every tear that fell in surrender was a declaration that no matter how heavy the weight became, you still turned your face toward God. That act alone made your tears warfare. The psalmist wrote in Psalms chapter 56, verse 8, which confirms, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Chosen one, do you hear that? Not one tear you shed has been wasted. Every drop of pain has been accounted for, stored as testimony, turned into a weapon heaven will wield against darkness. When you cried over betrayal, it was stored. When you wept over loss, it was written down. When you whispered prayers no one else heard, they were carried to the throne like arrows ready to be released. You see weakness in your tears, but God sees strength. You see shame in your breaking, but heaven sees a weapon being formed, chosen one. The prayers you prayed in agony will one day become the victories you see with your eyes. Do not think your weeping was in vain. In fact, some of the greatest breakthroughs in your life will not come from the times you shouted with boldness, but from the times you wept with brokenness. For it is in weakness that his strength is made perfect. It is in surrender that his power is released. Your tears have also softened the soil of your heart. Without them, bitterness could have hardened you. Without them, pride could have blinded you. Without them, your spirit could have become calloused. But instead, every tear watered the ground of your soul, keeping it fertile for the seeds of God's word to grow. This is why, even now, when you hear the truth, your spirit responds so deeply. The soil has been prepared by your weeping, and do not forget this. Your tears were not only for you. They interceded for those connected to your destiny. When you cried for your family, those tears became shields over them. When you cried for the lost, those tears became rivers of mercy reaching where your hands could not go. When you wept over injustice, those tears became prophetic cries that heaven heard and answered. You have been shaping the world more than you realize through the very tears you thought were weakness, chosen one. Heaven has been turning your sorrow into strategy. The prayers you thought went unanswered are waiting in the bowls of heaven, ready to be poured out at the appointed time. Just as clouds gather before rain falls, your tears have been gathering, building, preparing for a downpour of breakthrough that will not be delayed forever. The day will come when what you sowed in weeping you will reap in joy. But even before that day, know this. Your tears themselves are power. They silence the enemy. They confound the accuser. They testify that though you were wounded, you never gave up on God. Every time you wept and still turned your face upward, hell lost ground. Your tears have been saying what your lips could not, I am still his. Even in my pain, and so never despise your weeping, chosen one. Never feel ashamed of your tears. They are not signs of weakness. They are signs of intimacy. They show that your heart is tender, alive, responsive to heaven's touch. And because of that, your tears have become your weapon. The battles you fought in silence, the nights you thought no one saw, the hours you spent pouring out your soul, they are all written in heaven's record. And when the time comes, they will rise as testimony against your enemy and as intercession for your victory, chosen one. Hold this truth in your spirit. Not a single tear has been wasted. They have been gathered, treasured, weaponized, and stored for your vindication. You may have thought you were simply surviving pain, but heaven was transforming pain into power. Your tears have always been more than sorrow. The path set before you has never been wide, comfortable, or easy. While many walk on roads filled with distractions and pleasures, your spirit has always been drawn to the narrow way, the way that few dare to take. And this has not been by your own design. It is God's hand that has placed you on this road, guiding you step by step. Though at times you felt the weight of its loneliness, you see the narrow road is not attractive to the masses. It does not promise instant gratification. It does not allow for compromise. It requires focus, endurance, and surrender. Yet, it is the very path that leads to life. This is why you could never stay long on the broad road. Even when you tried something in, you always felt unsettled, always longed for more, always knew that comfort was not your home. The broad road may have offered you moments of pleasure, but it never gave you true rest in the quiet of your soul. You always sensed a higher calling pulling you away from shallow pursuits. While others celebrated temporary victories, you felt the emptiness that lingered after the noise faded. This inner unrest was never a curse. It was heaven's compass, guiding you back to the narrow road where your spirit belongs. As Jesus himself declared in Matthew chapter 7, verse 14, which states, "But small is the gate, and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Chosen one, you are among the few. You have been handpicked to walk a path others avoid, because at the end of it lies a glory others will never see." Do not despise this road. It may feel lonely, but it is holy. It may feel difficult, but it is divine. Every step you take along, it is shaping you into the warrior you were meant to be. Every sacrifice you make along the way is storing eternal treasures that no thief can steal and no moth can destroy. Think about the times you felt tempted to abandon this road to take shortcuts to follow the crowd. Did peace ever stay with you in those moments? No. It left quickly because your spirit cannot be at rest on a road that does not belong to you. Only when you return to the narrow way did you feel alignment again, because this path is your destiny, chosen one. The narrow road also sharpens your senses. On the broad road, noise and distractions drown out the whispers of heaven. But on the narrow road, where silence deepens, you hear his voice more clearly. It is in the quietness of this path that revelations come, visions stir, and your purpose unfolds. The very restrictions of this road are what make it sacred. It is not for everyone. That is why you sometimes feel misunderstood. People question why you cannot live like they do, why you resist what they embrace, why you pursue what they ignore. They cannot see what you see because they are not called where you are called. You must not resent them, but neither can you join them. Their road and your road are not the same. Do not let the solitude fool you. Though the narrow path feels empty, you are never alone. Angels walk beside you. The Spirit dwells within you, and the footprints of other warriors who have walked before you mark the way. You are part of a hidden company, a remnant who chooses faith over compromise, truth over ease, and destiny over distraction, chosen one. Every step you take along this narrow way is prophetic. You are not just walking for yourself. You are blazing a trail for others who will one day find the courage to follow. Your obedience is creating a path where others will one day walk into freedom. That is why your endurance matters so deeply. And now I invite you to seal this word with a simple declaration in the comments. Type, "I choose life." Write it as a proclamation over yourself. When you say, "I choose life," you are declaring that no matter how lonely the road feels, you will not turn back. You are choosing the narrow way, the holy way, the path that leads to eternal life. These 3 words may look small, but in the spirit they resound like thunder. For every time you walk past temptation, you are saying, "I choose life." Every time you resist compromise, you are saying, "I choose life." Every time you rise after falling, you are saying, "I choose life." And heaven hears it, hell fears it, The narrow road is the warrior's road, and you are chosen to walk it, chosen one. Do you feel it deep within? That stirring that refuses to let you rest as you once did. It is not anxiety. It is not restlessness. It is the awakening of a giant inside of you. For too long, that giant has slumbered, buried under the weight of fear, distraction, or doubt. But now, in this final hour, heaven is shaking you awake. The sleeping giant within you is rising, and nothing will silence it again. This giant is not a mythical creature. It is the spirit of boldness, the authority of heaven, the fire of God's Spirit that has been planted in your soul since before you were born. It is your true self, your warrior self, long restrained but never extinguished. Think of a volcano. For years it may seem quiet, dormant, harmless. But beneath the surface, pressure builds. Fire gathers. And one day it erupts with unstoppable force. That is you, chosen one. People may have underestimated you, mistaking your silence for weakness, your patience for passivity, your humility for fragility. But when the giant in you rises, the world will know you were never weak. You were only waiting for the appointed time. The ancient words recorded in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1 call to you now, which affirms, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not just a verse. It is a trumpet blast over your destiny. The time to Ari has come. And as this giant awakens, I want to speak to you sincerely. Messages like this, streams of living words reaching into the deep places of your heart, do not appear out of thin air. They are carried here through sacrifice, through prayer, through unseen labor. Just as rivers flow because hidden springs push water upward, so too these words flow because someone has labored in secret for them to reach you. That is why, if this message is stirring you, I humbly ask, do not let it stop with you. Your simple love is like a spark of flint, small in appearance, yet enough to ignite flame in someone else's darkness. When you share, it is like passing a torch into another hand, giving them light for their journey. When you subscribe, you are planting your feet on solid ground, saying, I will keep walking with this fire. Step by step, I'll go. And yes, when you choose to donate, you are like one who pours oil into the lamp. Without oil, even the strongest flame dims. But with oil, the lamp keeps burning through the night, giving light to those who cannot find their way alone. No gift is wasted, no act too small. Each one becomes part of the fire that keeps reaching souls just like you. Imagine it this way. One drop of rain seems small, but millions of drops form rivers, and rivers carve valleys, shape landscapes, and give life to nations. In the same way, your action, your seed, whether through a share, a subscription, or support, joins with others and becomes a river that cannot be stopped. You are not just receiving this word. You are helping carry it farther than you will ever know. But even beyond the practical, listen carefully. The giant in you does not rise for your sake alone. It rises for your family, for your city, for those bound in darkness who cannot yet lift their own heads. Your obedience today will shake loose chains tomorrow. Your awakening will awaken others. You are part of a divine chain reaction that will spread light farther than you ever imagined, chosen one. When the giant in you rises, fear will bow. When the giant in you rises, lies will scatter. When the giant in you rises, you will realize that the battles you once thought would break you have only built you. You were forged for this moment. You were trained for this hour. The enemy feared this day, but heaven prepared you for it. So do not hold back. Do not silence the roar inside of you. Do not shrink into the shadows when the Spirit of God is calling you into the forefront. Let the giant rise. Let the fire burn. Let the light within you break forth like the dawn. And as you feel this awakening, remember your engagement, your support, your seed are not just clicks, not just coins, not just habits. They are prophetic acts. They say, yes, I am awake. Yes, I will keep the fire alive. Yes, I will not let the giant sleep again. Listen, chosen ones, this is your hour. The sleeping giant in you has awakened. Now rise and walk in the strength that has always been yours, chosen one. Do you sense the profound weight of the mantle you bear, chosen one? This mantle of fire is no mere adornment. It is a heavy, sacred covering that demands unwavering commitment, tests the depths of your spirit, and stretches your endurance far beyond what you once thought possible. To carry such glory is to embrace a path laden with cost, a cost that the world may never fully comprehend. The flame you bear burns brightly for all to see, yet only heaven and the quiet recesses of your soul truly know the sacrifices required to sustain it. This is the paradox woven into the lives of those destined for greatness. True glory is always born from the crucible of sacrifice. While others pursue fleeting comforts and bask in the ease of untested lives, your journey has led you through the searing fires of refinement. You have walked through trials that demanded more than you believed you could give, moments that stripped you bare, leaving you to question your strength. Yet through every ordeal, it was not your own power that sustained you, but the divine strength of the one who called you. Consider the journey of the Son of God himself, Jesus Christ, whose path to glory was marked by unimaginable suffering. Before the triumph of resurrection came the agony of the crucifixion, a torment that shook the foundations of heaven and earth. Before the eternal crown of victory was placed upon his head, he bore the weight of a cross, a symbol of shame, transformed into redemption. In the same way, your calling is inseparable from the trials that have shaped you. You did not choose these hardships, nor did you seek the pain they brought, but they have molded you into a vessel capable of carrying the weight of divine purpose. The Apostle Paul reminds us in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17, which states, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Do you see, chosen one, the cost, though heavy, pales in comparison to the eternal reward? The losses you have endured, each one a wound to your heart, are not worthy to be compared to the radiant glory being unveiled through your life. This glory is not a distant promise. It is a living reality woven into the fabric of your existence as you walk in obedience to your calling. The cost of this mantle has often manifested in seasons of profound isolation, moments when the world seemed to turn its back on you. Friends unable to grasp the depth of your journey drifted away. Family members blinded by their own perspectives failed to see the divine work unfolding within you. Even those closest to your heart, those you trusted to stand by your side, sometimes pulled away, leaving you to navigate the solitude of your path. In those moments, you may have questioned yourself, wondering if you had faltered or failed. But hear this truth. It was not your failure that set you apart. It was the mantle itself drawing you into a sacred separation. This isolation was not rejection, but consecration, a deliberate act of heaven to refine and prepare you. The higher the calling, the narrower the path becomes, and only those willing to walk it can bear the weight of such a mantle. You were set apart, not because you were unworthy, but because you were chosen for a purpose that demands solitude to forge strength. This cost has also required you to surrender things you once held dear, treasures you believed were essential to your happiness. Dreams that once lit up your heart, relationships that anchored your soul, comforts that eased your days, or were laid upon the altar of sacrifice. Some were torn from you with a pain that left scars. Others you released willingly, though each step of surrender felt like a piece of your heart breaking. Yet in every act of letting go, you made room for something greater. For every dream you relinquished, heaven poured back visions of eternal significance. For every relationship you lost, God provided divine connections that aligned with your purpose. For every comfort you surrendered, you gained a peace that surpasses understanding. In the economy of heaven, no sacrifice is wasted. Each loss, though painful, was a transaction that exchanged the temporary for the eternal chosen one. The fire you carry has been fueled by these very surrenders, growing brighter with each step of obedience. Carrying this mantle of fire has also meant facing battles that others could not or would not endure. You have wrestled with shadows in the quiet of the night when the world slept and your soul bore the weight of unseen wars. You have fought storms within your spirit, tempests that threatened to drown your faith. You have endured trials in silence, bearing burdens that no one else could see. Each struggle tested the limits of your resolve, pushing you to the edge of what you thought you could bear. Yet through every battle, the flame within you did not falter. It did not consume you as you feared it might. Instead, it refined you, burning away what was weak and leaving behind a strength forged in the fire of adversity. What appeared to be moments of breaking were in truth moments of strengthening. Each trial was a hammer strike, shaping you into a weapon of divine purpose, chosen one. These battles were not random. They were orchestrated to reveal the resilience of the mantle upon you. The enemy sought to extinguish your flame, to shatter your spirit, but every attack only proved the fire's endurance. You emerged from each struggle not diminished, but fortified, carrying a wisdom born of pain and a faith tempered by trial. The storms that roared against you did not leave you broken. They left you standing taller, with a clarity of purpose that only hardship can bring. You have walked through valleys where others would have fallen, faced giants where others would have fled, and stood firm where others would have crumbled. This is the mark of a chosen one, to endure what was meant to destroy and to rise stronger because of it. The cost of this mantle extends beyond the personal to the relational. You have faced misunderstanding from those who cannot fathom the intensity of your calling. To the world, your passion may seem excessive, your convictions strange, your commitment overwhelming. Some have called you peculiar. Others have distanced themselves, unable to reconcile your fire with their comfort. But this misunderstanding is not a sign of failure. It is a confirmation of your difference. Those who do not carry what you carry cannot comprehend the weight of your mantle. They see the flame, but not the price it demands. Do not resent their lack of understanding, chosen one. Instead, let it affirm that your path is unique, set apart by the one who placed this fire within you. The sacrifices you have made, the isolation, the surrenders, the silent battles, are not losses in the eyes of heaven. They are treasures stored where no thief can steal and no moth can destroy. Every tear you shed in secret, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every burden you carried alone is recorded in eternity. God wastes nothing. What felt like depletion on earth is multiplication in the spiritual realm. The Apostle Peter reminds us in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7, which confirms, "These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." Your trials have not been in vain. They have proven the authenticity of your faith, preparing you for a glory that will outshine every cost. This mantle of fire is not a burden to be endured, but a privilege to be embraced. It marks you as one chosen to carry the light of heaven into a darkened world. The cost is real, yes, but so is the reward. For every season of isolation, you have gained intimacy with the Father. For every surrender, you have received eternal promises. For every battle, you have been equipped with divine authority. The world may see only the flame, but heaven sees the warrior who has paid the price to bear it. You are not defined by what you have lost, but by what you have gained, a mantle that burns with holy fire, a calling that resonates with eternal purpose. Lift your head, chosen one, and let this truth anchor your soul. The weight you carry is heavy, but it is holy. The sacrifices you have made are costly, but they are sacred. The battles you have fought are fierce, but they have forged you into a vessel of unshakable strength. You were never meant to walk an easy road, for easy roads do not produce warriors. Comfortable paths do not create carriers of fire. Only the road of sacrifice, with all its trials and costs, leads to the throne of glory, where you will one day stand. The crown awaiting you is not of this world, but of eternity. A crown woven from the very fires you have walked through, a testament to your faithfulness. As you move forward, let the knowledge of this mantle steady you. When the path grows narrow, remember that it is consecrated for you alone. When the cost feels overwhelming, recall that every sacrifice is a seed sown for eternal harvest. When the battles rage, know that the flame within you cannot be extinguished, for it is sustained by the one who called you. You are not merely surviving. You are thriving in the fire, growing stronger with each step, shining brighter with each trial. The glory being revealed through you is greater than any cost you have paid, chosen one. Embrace the mantle, carry the fire, and walk boldly into the destiny that awaits, for you are chosen, refined, and crowned with eternal purpose. What felt like death was birthing life. The cost of carrying fire also comes in the form of misunderstanding. People look and see intensity, they cannot explain passion, they do not share conviction, they do not understand. Some may call it strange, others too much. But the truth is, they do not carry what you carry. They cannot comprehend what heaven has placed upon you. Do not resent their misunderstanding. Wear it as confirmation that your path is different. But let me also remind you, the cost is never wasted. Every tear shed, every step endured, every burden carried, it is all written in eternity. God wastes nothing. What felt like loss on earth is multiplied in heaven. The sacrifices you made in secret are treasures stored where rust cannot corrupt and thieves cannot steal, chosen one. There is a holy exchange in motion. For every burden you have carried, a crown awaits. For every fire you endured, a greater glory will be revealed. For every cost you paid, a reward has been stored. And when the day of unveiling comes, you will see that nothing was in vain. So do not despise the cost. Do not resent the sacrifice. Do not regret the pain. All of it has shaped you into the warrior you now are. All of it has purified you to carry the flame with power. All of it has aligned you with heaven's purpose for your life. Remember this truth. You were never meant to walk an easy road. Easy roads do not produce warriors. Comfortable paths do not create carriers of fire. Only the road of sacrifice leads to the throne of glory, chosen one. Lift your head. What you carry is heavy, yes, but it is holy. The cost is real, yes, but so is the crown. Let this knowledge strengthen your heart. You are carrying something eternal. And though the cost may feel great, the glory is greater still, chosen one. Do you see the patterns God has been weaving through your life? The encounters that felt like coincidence, the dreams that seemed too vivid to ignore, the signs that appeared just when you were about to give up. None of them were random. Heaven has been speaking through numbers, moments, and markers, leaving prophetic fingerprints along your path to remind you that you are seen, guided, and destined. For some, these signs slip by unnoticed, like whispers lost in the wind. But for you, chosen ones, they strike deeply, echoing in your spirit until you cannot shake them. Why? Because heaven has stamped prophetic numbers upon your journey. They are not magic nor superstition. They are divine reminders, signals from the Eternal One to anchor you when everything else feels uncertain. Think back. How many times have you looked at a clock and noticed a repeating pattern, not once, but over and over? How many times have you stumbled upon the same number in places too random to ignore? Others may shrug it off as chance, but your spirit knows better. These are confirmations. Gentle nudges from the Father saying, I am here. I am ordering your steps. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9, declares in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps, chosen one. This is why these patterns keep appearing. Even when you thought you were lost, God was proving that He was still guiding. Even when you doubted your path, He placed numbers and signs before you as road markers of destiny. Prophetic numbers are like banners waving in the wind of your journey. They do not control your life. They confirm it. They remind you that your steps are not random. Your path is not chaotic, and your future is not left to chance. Every number is like a sealed message from heaven whispering, keep walking, you are on the right road. Chosen one. These signs also carry power to strengthen your spirit in dark times. When you feel surrounded by silence, heaven breaks through with reminders. When you are tempted to believe the lie that God has forgotten you, He places a number in your path to prove that He is closer than your breath. These moments are love letters written in the language of eternity. Do not ignore them. Do not dismiss them as empty patterns. Instead, take them as encouragement that you are seen and marked by God. Let them remind you that you are never walking alone, and that the one who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. And now, chosen one as a prophetic act, I invite you to step into agreement with heaven's signs over your life. In the comments, write 333. Let it be more than digits on a screen. Let it be a declaration. The number 5 represents grace, and 555 speaks of an overwhelming flood of divine grace. When you write it, you are not just typing. You are prophesying over yourself. I walk in grace upon grace. I am sustained by what heaven pours over me. Think about what this means. Grace covered you when failure tried to bury you. Grace lifted you when shame tried to silence you. Grace carried you when your strength was gone. And now, grace is multiplying over your life. By declaring 333, you are aligning yourself with that truth. You are saying, I do not walk by my own power, but by the river of grace flowing from heaven. Now, chosen ones never underestimate what happens when you act in faith. Small steps on earth echo loudly in heaven. When you declare what God has spoken, when you align with the signs He has placed in your life, you are unlocking doors in the unseen. The prophetic is not just about hearing, it is about responding. And your response today is a seed that will grow into tomorrow's breakthrough. Remember, numbers alone do not save, but the God who speaks through them does. And that same God has chosen you, marked you, and covered you with grace beyond measure. So walk forward with confidence. Every sign you've seen has been a confirmation that you are not lost. Every number stamped across your journey is a reminder that heaven's hand is guiding you. And every prophetic act of faith brings you deeper into alignment with your destiny, chosen one. The numbers are not empty. They are alive because the voice of God breathes through them. And that voice is saying to you now, you are mine. I am with you. Keep walking, for I have ordered your steps, chosen one. Have you ever wondered how you are still standing after everything you have faced? The storms that should have destroyed you, the traps that should have consumed you, the nights that should have broken you. Yet you are still here. You are not standing because you are stronger than others. You are standing because heaven has assigned guardians to your life from the day you were born. Angels were appointed to walk with you, though unseen. They have been present in every season. When accidents should have taken you, they intervened. When despair should have swallowed you, they ministered to your spirit. When attacks surrounded you, they raised a shield that you did not even realize was there. Your survival is not coincidence. It is divine protection. Scripture says in Psalms chapter 91 verse 11, which mentions, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Chosen one, do you grasp the profound reality of the divine protection surrounding you? These are not mere poetic words or fanciful tales woven to inspire. They are the living, breathing truth of your existence. You have traversed through shadows where darkness seemed to press in from every side, yet you were never abandoned in those moments of trial. You have faced battles that tested the very core of your spirit, but you never stood alone in the fight. Reflect on those fleeting yet powerful instances when an unseen strength surged within you, propelling you forward, when despair threatened to hold you back. Recall the times when a sudden peace washed over you, calming the chaos that swirled around your heart. Think of those narrow escapes from danger moments, too precise to be mere coincidence, too inexplicable to be chance. These were not random occurrences, chosen ones. They were the unmistakable fingerprints of angelic presence, the tangible evidence of heaven's unwavering guardianship over your life. Heaven's army has walked beside you unseen but ever present through every season of your journey. Angels are not dispatched merely to offer comfort in times of distress. Their mission is far greater. They come with divine assignments charged with a purpose as sacred as soldiers guarding a king. In the same way, these celestial warriors stand watch over the chosen ones of God, and you, chosen one, are among them. You are a carrier of holy fire, a vessel intricately crafted to fulfill a destiny that resonates in the eternal realms. Because of this sacred calling, the forces of hell have marked you as a target, seeking to extinguish the light you bear. But know this, just as the enemy has opposed you, heaven has encircled you with an impenetrable shield of protection. You have never been left unguarded, not for a single moment, chosen one. The divine presence has been your constant companion, ensuring that no weapon formed against you could ultimately prevail. Consider the battles that have defined your life, each one a testament to the fierce opposition you've faced. The enemy's assaults have been relentless, designed to break your spirit and derail your purpose. Yet for every scheme launched against you, there has been a counterstrike from the throne of heaven, orchestrated with precision to thwart the enemy's plans. For every attack meant to destroy you, a shield of divine protection was raised, absorbing the blows that sought to bring you down. You may have felt the sting of those trials, the pain, the doubt, the weariness, but you were preserved through it all. You may have stumbled your steps, faltering under the weight of the fight, but you were never consumed by the flames of adversity. The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, affirms, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This is not a distant promise, but a present reality, chosen one, a declaration that the angelic host has been commissioned to stand as your protectors, ensuring your survival through every storm. The work of these angelic assignments extends far beyond what your eyes can see or your mind can fully comprehend. Their interventions are often subtle, woven into the fabric of your daily life in ways you may not immediately recognize. There have been moments when paths you desperately wanted to take were blocked, doors you longed to walk through slammed shut without explanation. In those times, you may have felt frustration or confusion, questioning why your plans were thwarted. But those closures were not rejections. They were acts of divine protection. The angels, with their eternal perspective, saw dangers lurking ahead, pitfalls you could not perceive, and they intervened to steer you away from harm. Other times, you experienced delays that seemed inexplicable, a missed opportunity. A moment's pause, a detour that altered your course by mere minutes. Only later did you realize that those delays were orchestrated to spare you from calamity, to position you exactly where you needed to be. These are the unseen workings of heaven's guardians, chosen one operating in the intricate details of your life to fulfill their sacred charge. Beyond these visible interventions, angels engage in battles within the spiritual realm, confronting forces you may never fully know. They push back against the powers of darkness that seek to undermine your destiny, waging war in dimensions beyond human understanding. These unseen conflicts are fierce, yet they are fought on your behalf, ensuring that the enemy's plans are frustrated before they can take root. The angelic host stands as a formidable barrier, deflecting attacks that would otherwise overwhelm you. You have walked through life unaware of the countless times these warriors have intervened, their swords drawn in defense of your calling. Their presence is not a myth, nor are they distant figures confined to ancient scriptures or fated stories. They are real, active, and near celestial beings moving in concert with the will of God to safeguard the purpose He has placed within you. Reflect on the moments when you felt an unexplainable shift in your spirit, a sudden clarity, a burst of courage, or a peace that defied your circumstances. These were not accidents, but the touch of angelic ministry strengthening you for the road ahead. Consider the times when danger loomed, yet you emerged unscathed, as if guided by an invisible hand. These were the moments when heaven's army stood firm, their presence a wall of fire around you. The enemy may have roared, but the angels answered their authority far greater than any force of darkness. You are not a mere bystander in this cosmic drama, chosen one. You are a central figure, a bearer of divine light, whose very existence threatens the dominion of hell. This is why the opposition has been so fierce, but it is also why the protection surrounding you is unbreakable. The reality of angelic guardianship is not a passive truth to be acknowledged and forgotten. It is a call to walk with confidence and courage. Knowing that heaven's armies march with you should embolden your steps even when the path grows treacherous. When fear whispers that you are alone, remind yourself of the unseen warriors who stand at your side. When the weight of your battles feels too heavy to bear, remember that you are never without backup, never without the strength of heaven's host. The book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 14 confirms, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" You are the heir of this promise, chosen one, a recipient of the ministry of angels who serve to ensure that you fulfill the destiny God has ordained. This divine protection does not mean you will never face hardship or feel the sting of the enemy's attacks. The battles will come and the trials will test you, but they cannot destroy you, for you are guarded by forces far greater than any adversary. The angels do not eliminate the challenges, they empower you to overcome them. They do not remove the obstacles, they equip you to walk through them with unwavering faith. Their presence is a constant reminder that you are not fighting for victory, but from victory, for the one who commands the angels has already secured your triumph. You are a carrier of fire, a vessel of destiny, and the angelic host is tasked with ensuring that fire burns brightly unquenched by the schemes of the enemy. Chosen one, let this truth sink deep into your spirit. You are surrounded by a heavenly company that never falters. When you rise each morning, angels stand watch, their presence a silent assurance of God's care. When you walk through the valleys of life, their wings form a canopy of protection, shielding you from the full force of the enemy's wrath. When you face spiritual warfare, they draw their swords, fighting battles you may never see but will one day understand. You are never outnumbered, never forsaken, never without hope. The angels are not merely spectators, they are active participants in your story, ensuring that every step you take aligns with the eternal purpose God has set before you. As you move forward, carry this knowledge as a shield. Let it steady you when the storms rage and embolden you when the path grows dim. The angels are not distant legends, but present realities, warriors of light, who walk with you through every moment. Their assignment is to see you through to the completion of your calling, to ensure that the fire within you blazes until it fulfills its divine purpose. So walk with courage, chosen one. The road may be narrow, the battle's fierce, but you are never alone. Heaven's armies are near, their presence a testament to the God who has chosen you, marked you, and surrounded you with protection that cannot be broken. You are guarded, guided, and destined for victory, for the angels of the Lord are with you now and always. They are present realities, warriors of light, standing guard over the purposes of God in your life. Their presence does not make you untouchable, but it makes you unbreakable. For though you may be pressed, you will not be crushed. Though you may be struck down, you will not be destroyed. Let this truth strengthen your heart. Your journey is not carried by your strength alone. When you rise in the morning, unseen sentinels stand beside your bed. When you walk through the valley of danger, their wings form walls around you. When you face spiritual warfare, they draw their swords on your behalf. You are never outnumbered, for those who are with you are always greater than those against you. There have been times you have cried, "God, where are you?" And though you may not have seen him, his answer was surrounding you in angelic form. His love was manifest in their presence, his care expressed through their assignment. Your very survival is the testimony of their silent labor, chosen one. Even now, angels are near. They move with you. They watch over you. They prepare the way before you. They are not worshipped, for they themselves bow to the King of Kings. But they are your allies, your protectors, your partners in destiny. Their role is to see you through until the assignment God has placed in your hands is complete. So walk with courage. The road ahead may be narrow, but it is guarded. The battles may intensify, but you are not fighting alone. The weight may feel heavy, but there are more hands holding you up than you can count. You are never without help, never without covering, never without heavenly company, chosen one. Let this truth echo in your spirit. You are surrounded. The very atmosphere around you is charged with angelic presence. Heaven's armies are not distant, they are near. And because of that, you will endure, you will rise, and you will fulfill the purpose written over your life, chosen one. What you are walking through is not only about you. Across the earth, others like you are awakening. They too have felt the stirring, the call, the unmistakable weight of destiny pressing on their hearts. You may feel alone at times, but you are not. A remnant army is rising, scattered across nations, bound not by bloodline or culture, but by the Spirit of the living God. This remnant does not look like the powerful armies of men. They do not march with weapons forged of steel. They are often hidden, overlooked, underestimated. Yet within them burns the same fire that burns within you. When they pray, chains break. When they speak, truth pierces. When they worship, darkness flees. Together they form a mighty company, silent now, but soon to be revealed. Throughout history, God has always preserved a remnant. In the days of Elijah, when it seemed the whole nation had bowed to idols, there remained 7,000 who had not bent their knees. In the days of exile, God preserved a Daniel, a Shadrach, a Meshach, and an Abednego. In the days of the early church, when persecution scattered believers, their scattering became the seed for revival across nations. And now, in these days, you are part of that remnant. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Joel, chapter 2, verse 28, which confirms, "And afterward I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your old men will dream dreams, your young men will see visions." This is not a distant prophecy. It is the present reality across the earth. The Spirit is being poured out, and the remnant is awakening, chosen one. Feel the weight of this truth. You are not a solitary flame. You are one fire among thousands, tens of thousands, millions, and together these flames form an unquenchable blaze. The darkness may rage, but it cannot extinguish such a fire. The nations may tremble, but they cannot silence such a voice. The remnant army is rising, and you are part of it. This army is unlike any other. It is not united by earthly strategy, but by heavenly vision. Its members may never meet face to face, yet they are bound in the Spirit. Some pray in secret rooms, some fast in silence, some preach boldly in the streets, some carry their faith into workplaces and homes. Each one carries a unique piece, yet together they form the full picture of heaven's plan. Chosen one, your obedience matters not only for you, but for them. When you rise, another is strengthened. When you endure, another is inspired. When you walk faithfully, you help pave the way for others in this army to walk with courage. The remnant is not complete without you. There is something powerful about knowing you are part of something bigger. Your pain is not wasted, it is shared. Your victories are not isolated, they echo across the body. Your prayers join with thousands of others, forming a roar that shakes the heavens. Alone you may feel small, but together you are unstoppable. The enemy knows this too. That is why he fights not only to silence individuals, but to divide the remnant. He hopes to isolate, to discourage, to scatter. But he cannot destroy what God has sealed. The remnant may be hidden, but it is not broken. It may be scattered, but it is not divided. Its unity is not of man, but of spirit. And no power of hell can sever what heaven has bound, chosen one. Stand firm in this truth. You are a soldier among many. You are part of a family that stretches beyond what your eyes can see. When you feel weak, remember that someone on the other side of the world is praying at that very moment, carrying you in the Spirit. When you feel unheard, know that your cry joins a chorus, rising from countless chosen ones reaching the throne together. The remnant army is not rising for recognition, but for redemption. It is not motivated by fame, but by faith. It does not seek applause, but alignment with heaven. And soon, when the time is right, it will be revealed not as a scattered few, but as a mighty force clothed in fire, carrying light into the darkest corners of the earth, chosen one. Hold fast to this vision. You are not fighting alone. You are not praying alone. You are not standing alone. A remnant is rising with you, and together you will bear the glory of God into the final chapters of history, chosen one. The days we are walking into are not days of calm waters, but of stormy seas. Nations tremble, foundations shake, and the winds of chaos howl louder than ever before. Yet in the midst of this turbulence, you are not called to sink. You are called to stand. You are not a fragile vessel drifting helplessly. You are an anchored warrior planted on the rock that cannot be moved. When storms rise, the unrooted are swept away, but you chosen ones were not built to collapse. You were forged for such an hour as this. The very trials you have endured were training for the storms now brewing. Others may panic, but you will remain calm. Others may fall, but you will remain standing. Scripture says in Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17, which affirms, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord." These words are not abstract promises. They are shields over your life. Weapons may be formed, storms may rage, accusations may rise, but none of them will succeed. Think of a lighthouse battered by waves night after night. Storms crash against it, winds whip around it, and darkness covers the sea. Yet the lighthouse stands. Not only does it endure, it shines, guiding lost ships safely to shore. That is you, chosen one. You are not only called to withstand the storm, but to shine through it, becoming a beacon for others who would otherwise be lost in the chaos. But hear me with sincerity. Lighthouses do not shine on their own. Their flame must be kept burning. Their structure must be maintained. In the same way, messages like this, streams of living words, do not simply appear. They flow because someone tends the fire, because hidden work keeps the lamp burning. That is why I speak to you humbly. If this word has strengthened you, if it has reminded you of who you are, then let your response become part of the fire that keeps shining. Your like is not just a reaction. It is fuel that tells the platform, "Send this light further." Your share is not just a button. It is a lifeboat you throw into stormy waters, carrying someone else to safety. Your subscription is not just a number. It is a pledge saying, "I will keep the flame alive." And yes, even your donation, whether small or great, is oil poured into the lamp. Without oil, even the strongest flame can dim, but with oil, the light burns long into the night. Your giving is not about keeping a voice alive. It is about keeping a beacon shining for countless others who desperately need direction in their storm, chosen one. Think of how farmers work. They sow seed into soil, often hidden from sight, waiting patiently for rain. Months later, what was invisible bursts into visible harvest. In the same way, when you support, whether by engagement, words, or resources, you are sowing into unseen soil, and, just like seed, your act multiplies beyond what you could imagine. You may not see the ripple today, but one day a stranger's life saved by this light will be part of your unseen harvest. And I ask one more thing. Leave a comment. Write your testimony, your declaration, your voice. Words written in faith are like carvings etched in stone. They do not fade easily. Your comment might be the very encouragement another weary soul needs to keep going. Just as you found strength here, someone else might find strength in your words. But beyond engagement, let us return to the heart. The storm, chosen one. Storms will come. This we know. But you are anchored. Your roots go deep, and because of that, no matter how fierce the shaking, you will not be moved. In fact, storms will only reveal how strong you have truly become. Do not fear the thunder. Do not fear the wind. Do not fear the waves. The rock beneath you is stronger than them all, and when the storm clears, there will not be ruins that remain. It will be you standing shining, proclaiming, testifying. For the storm that was sent to break you will become the very proof that you cannot be broken. So rise, chosen one. Let your life be the lighthouse in this hour. Stand firm, shine bright, and let others see the hope that anchors you. And as you do, let your actions, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your giving, your words be part of the flame that ensures the light never goes out. You are not only enduring the storm, you are leading others through it, chosen one. The fire that rests upon you is not temporary. It is not like the flickering flame of a candle that burns brightly for a moment and then fades into smoke. No, the fire placed within you is eternal, and it has been destined to crown you not only in this life, but in the life to come. You were created to be crowned with eternal fire, a mark of victory that will never be erased. This crown is not of gold that tarnishes, nor of jewels that can be stolen. It is not recognition from men that fades when their memory fails. The crown set aside for you is a crown of glory, one that shines with a brilliance no earthly treasure can match. And it is given not because of earthly achievements, but because you endured. You remained faithful. You carried the flame without letting it die. Consider what the Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8, which states, "Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing." Chosen one, this is your inheritance, a crown not earned by striving, but received by faithfulness. Think of how you have walked through fire in this life. Every trial, every loss, every burden was part of your refining. What seemed to strip you was actually clothing you. What seemed to break you was actually building you. The battles you fought on earth were shaping the crown you will one day wear in eternity. Each scar became a jewel. Each tear became a flame. Each sacrifice became a thread woven into that crown of fire. And yet this crowning is not only for the future. Even now heaven places honor upon those who endure the authority. You carry the light that shines from you, the peace that follows you into storms. These are glimpses of your crown in the present. Others may not see it, but in the spirit you are already marked as royalty, already crowned with fire, chosen one. This crown also carries responsibility. It is not just decoration, it is empowerment. Crowns in the kingdom signify authority, and the crown of fire upon your life means you walk with heavenly mandate. When you speak, you do not speak as one without weight. You speak with authority that darkness recognizes. When you move, you do not move as one is forgotten. You move as one commissioned. The crown is proof that you are chosen to reign not just in eternity, but even now in the spheres God has placed you. This does not mean your life will be easy. In fact, crowns are often forged in pain. The thorns of this world try to pierce you, but even they are transformed into glory. Think of the crown of thorns placed on Christ's head. It was meant as mockery, but in heaven's eyes it became part of his victory. In the same way, the suffering you have endured has been woven into your eternal crown. What the enemy meant as shame has become your glory, chosen one. Never let the world deceive you into trading your eternal crown for temporary comforts. Many are distracted by things that glitter but do not last. They chase after crowns of fame, wealth, or approval only to find them crumble into dust. But you know better. You bear a fire that cannot be extinguished, a crown that no force can steal, and a destiny that remains indelible through all eternity. When the weight of battle presses heavily upon you, lift your head with unwavering resolve. Know that each step you take draws you nearer to the moment when heaven itself will place that crown upon you, proclaiming, "Well done, faithful servant." Let this profound truth anchor you amidst life's fiercest storms, sustain your fidelity through every trial, and embolden you to embrace your calling with fearless courage. For in the end, the fire you carry will not consume you, it will adorn you with radiant splendor. The crown you wear will not merely signify survival, it will stand as a triumphant emblem of victory. When you stand adorned with eternal fire, it will bear witness not only to your identity, but to the one who upheld you, refined you, and crowned you with everlasting glory, chosen one. This crown is no illusion, it is a tangible reality. The fire is eternal, resting upon you now, and forever, chosen one. Every moment of your journey has been leading to this divine appointment. Every battle you've faced, every season of silence you've endured, every tear you've shed, and every flame that has risen within you, none of it was without purpose. Each experience has been meticulously woven into the tapestry of your preparation, readying you for the final charge. You have been refined like gold in the blazing furnace, tempered like steel under immense pressure, and awakened like a lion roused from slumber, poised to roar. Now heaven issues its divine commission, walk boldly carrying the transformative power of God into the earth. This charge is not a mere suggestion, it is a sacred mandate from the throne of heaven. You were not chosen to linger in the shadows silent and unseen. You were selected to move with purpose, to act with conviction, to speak with authority, and to shine with unquenchable light. The world trembles in uncertainty, nations search for answers, and countless hearts yearn for hope. The power residing within you was not placed there as an ornament, it was given for demonstration to manifest the glory of God through your life. Chosen one. The time for hesitation has passed. The days of shrinking back are over. Your calling is not some distant promise awaiting fulfillment in a far-off future. It is here now, pulsating with urgency. Every step you take is upon holy ground consecrated by the presence of the living God. The Spirit of the Almighty dwells within you, making you a beacon of divine light. When you walk, you do not journey alone. Heaven itself accompanies you. When you speak, your words are not empty. They resonate with the authority of eternity, carrying the weight of divine truth. The Apostle Paul, inspired by the Holy Spirit, wrote in Romans chapter 8, verse 19, which declares, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the manifesting of the sons of God." Do you hear the cry, chosen one? Creation itself groans, yearning for you, and those like you to rise in the fullness of your calling. The earth hungers desperately for the light you carry. You are not a minor figure in this divine narrative. You are essential, a vital part of God's eternal plan, chosen one. Let this truth resound in your spirit and compel you to step boldly into the purpose for which you were created. The final charge is not about striving, but about surrender. It is not about trying to become powerful, but about yielding to the power already inside you. You do not need to manufacture fire. It has been burning within you all along. What heaven asks now is that you stop holding it back. Release it, let it flow, let it blaze. This charge will not always be easy. You will face resistance. Darkness does not surrender territory without a fight, but you have already been given authority. You are not sent to beg darkness to leave. You are sent to command it to flee. You are not entering battle uncertain of the outcome. You are entering as one who already carries victory. Think of a warrior carrying a torch into the night. The torch does not argue with the darkness. It simply shines, and darkness retreats. That is you. Your role is not to debate with shadows, but to burn with such intensity that shadows cannot remain. This is the essence of your charge, to carry fire where others only see night, chosen one. Let your life become a living declaration that God still moves, that heaven still speaks, that light still triumphs. Let your faith be unshakable, your love undeniable, your hope unquenchable. For when others see you, they will not only see you, they will see the God who chose you, the God who marked you, the God who moves through you. This final charge is also a call to endurance. Do not run quickly and burn out. Run steadily with eyes fixed on the eternal crown. Do not be swayed by applause or discouraged by rejection. Neither defines you. Only the voice of your Father does. And his voice has already declared, "You are mine, you are chosen, you are called." So rise, chosen one. Step into the fullness of who you are. Walk boldly, speak fearlessly, live faithfully. The days ahead may shake the earth, but you will not be shaken, for you are part of a kingdom that cannot be moved, and you carry a fire that cannot be extinguished. The final charge is this: live as if heaven is within you, because it is. Carry the presence, release the fire, and walk in the authority of one who has been chosen for this very hour. The earth is waiting, heaven is watching, and the Spirit is urging. Now go crowned with fire, clothed in light, armed with destiny. For you are not only called, you are commissioned. Beloved chosen one, you have walked through the words section by section, each one unfolding the truth of who you are. From the seal placed upon you before birth, through the hidden battles, through the tears that became weapons, through the narrow road, through the mantle of fire, you have seen that none of your journey has been wasted. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not powerless. You are chosen, sealed, and crowned. Let this truth rest deeply in your spirit. You are unstoppable, not because of who you are alone, but because of the one who lives in you. Darkness cannot overcome you. Fear cannot bind you. The storms of this world cannot drown you. For you walk in the authority of heaven, carrying a fire that will never be quenched. Your life is not a small chosen one. You are part of a divine plan stretching across generations, part of a remnant army, rising in this hour, part of heaven's strategy to pierce the darkest night with unshakable light. So step forward boldly. Do not shrink. Do not hide. Do not doubt. The crown of eternal fire rests upon your head. The mantle of the warrior rests upon your shoulders, and the voice of God whispers still. This is your time. Rise, my chosen one. Now your best days are not behind you, they are before you. The story is not ending. It is only the beginning. The earth is waiting. Heaven is watching. And you, beloved, are ready.